Welcome back, listeners, to Mind Over Matter podcast with your host, Sana. Today, we are diving deep into the realms of healing and transformation with a powerhouse guest, Anastasia Gerali. Now, listeners, we're also going to talk about the fascinating and mysterious world of the subconscious mind. Well, anesthesia is the creator of rapid alignment therapy, a revolutionary method that blends somatic and emotional healing, psycho-spiritual alignment to help people break free from limiting beliefs and step into their full potential. So, listeners, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why willpower alone isn't enough to make lasting changes? Or why we sometimes feel stuck despite our best conscious efforts? Well, today's conversation is all about uncovering these questions: how subconscious programming shapes our lives and how we can rewire our minds for the true transformation we all deserve. So, let's break free from autopilot and dive deep into the power of the subconscious. So, Anastasia, welcome to the show, and it's an absolute pleasure having you with us today.
Right, Sana. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be talking about the realms of the unconscious world and unconscious manifesting of our life.
Absolutely. So, most of us think willpower is the key to success. So, why do you believe subconscious programming often overrides conscious efforts, no matter how strong our willpower is?
Mm. I believe it always overrides because the word that you used, willpower, requires conscious efforting. So, what happens when I no longer am consciously efforting, as in consciously choosing to wake up at a certain time, do a certain action again and again and again? What about the days that I don't consciously put in that effort? What do I revert back to? And that's where your subconscious programming will always override any of your conscious efforts. And especially when we're talking about energy, your brain is programmed to try to conserve as much energy as possible. That's why it will default to its automatic default operating system, if that's what you want to call it, or your subconscious programming.
Interesting. So, can you explain how does rapid alignment therapy help uncover and reprogram the subconscious pattern that that keep people stuck?
Yes, absolutely. So, the reason that I developed rapid alignment therapy is for this exact purpose because of our default program. Our default program is essentially what was designed, if you will, from the ages of 0 to 7. So, your childhood will have created the foundation upon which your character, your emotions, and your responses were created. And when we are in those ages 0 to 7, we are essentially always in our unconscious state. And your unconscious brain needs to make certain conclusions about your experiences in order for it to conserve energy. So everything that was happening to you from the ages of 0 to 7, everything that you witnessed, everything that you experienced, and the brain patterns that were created in order for you to survive what you witnessed and experienced and felt will essentially become your default operating system. It was done on an unconscious level. Now, beyond those ages, and especially as an adult, we are much more conscious in what we would like to have, the type of relationship we want to have, the type of career, the type of finances, the type of lifestyle. These are all conscious desires. And that's where, like you said, a lot of what is being shared now about creating the career, the money, the relationship is requiring willpower. But if it hasn't being programmed into your unconscious, it's going to require constant energy, constant willpower, constant conscious efforting. We want that to become our default. We want that to become automatic because your brain will always try to conserve energy. So as soon as you stop consciously efforting, you just revert to creating the life of your unconscious programming.
Interesting. Interesting. Also, many people feel like they are on autopilot, repeating the same cycles every day. So, what role does subconscious play in these patterns and how we can break free?
Well, exactly what you've described as this autopilot, that's you being in a trance state. That's you being on your automatic survival response. That's why most people are just surviving life. That's why most people are settling for relationships that feel familiar, however healthy or unhealthy in many cases they are. Many people are on autopilot in how they respond, in how they feel, how they react, and what they are creating. And when you zoom out far enough, this is exactly what I love to do with my clients, is that zoom out overview of the patterns in your life. You will see that many patterns are repeating themselves in different areas of your life. So, for example, the money and love block, those are a pattern that is repeated in relationships and is repeated in finances. And it's the same block. It's just showing up differently, which is why many people actually aren't seeing the pattern because it looks so different in different areas of their life. But once you put it all down, you can start to see the similarities or the repetitions of these patterns. Like I said, the brain always wants to conserve energy, which is why it will repeat patterns. So in order for you to pattern interrupt, you need to wake up, as I like to call it, from this trance state so that your subconscious programming can be supportive of your potential in all these different areas of your life, in relationship, in finances, in career, in physical health and fitness as well.
Wow. Also, Anastasia, how do childhood experiences and traumas influence subconscious programming, and what steps can individuals take to rewrite those scripts?
Your childhood is the foundation of everything that you are creating and recreating in your life. So, the first step to breaking these patterns, or at least upgrading these patterns, is inner child work. We absolutely need to review the past so that we don't repeat it in the future. So, doing inner child work is a fantastic place to start if you are someone that has goals for yourself, if you have someone that has relationship, lifestyle, financial, health goals. You need to look at your childhood because this will give you a lot of information about what your default setting is for all these different areas of your life.
Hmm. Also, Anastasia, on the flip side, if subconscious programming is so powerful, does it mean conscious effort and willpower are ineffective, or can they complement each other in a meaningful way?
They're definitely not ineffective. It's just that when you stop doing that conscious work, then the result that you were creating with it also stops. And that's exactly what we don't want. We want it to become so automatic that I don't need to keep working on this in order to keep getting this result. I want it to be automatic so that I can focus my energy on new ideas, on new inspirations, on new things, not on moving from survival lane into thriving lane. I just want to live in the thriving lane so that now I get to create at a speed and with so much more ease than was previously available to me. So for sure, they're not ineffective. It really just depends on how much energy, time, and effort you are willing to spend on this, because there's going to be a cost. There's always a cost. And I like to have a default setting for optimal health, wealth, optimal abundance in all areas of life. That way I can just go from there higher, rather than always needing to pedal on the back end to make sure that I'm just staying in this lane.
Right, that's right. Also, uh, is it possible, Anastasia, to align the conscious mind and subconscious mind, smoothly, like seamlessly? And if it is, if you can suggest tools or practices to bridge this gap between the two.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is what living in alignment is all about, right? Is mind, body, spirit being on the same team rather than fighting each other or having a different objective. So the tools that I recommend are obviously a rapid alignment therapy, because that is what alignment is all about. And inside that, what I teach is following your soul path. Your soul path is essentially what your spirit wants to create, wants to experience, wants to share, and wants to receive in this lifetime. And it's made up of the 4 pillars, which is your higher self, connecting and being in absolute fluent dialogue with your highest potential, with God, source energy as well. The second pillar is having a career or a creative outlet that is in alignment with your talents, your skills, your abilities. And the third pillar is having a lifestyle that is supportive of your soul path. You know, if you want to live close to nature, if you want to be free, if you want to spend time in nature, then living in the heart of a city that you always need to take a holiday from because it's so overwhelming, that by itself shows that you're not living in alignment with your highest potential. The fourth pillar is aligned relationships. So that means your divine partner, your friendships, and your professional relationships as well. You want these 4 pillars to be on the same page in order for you to live in that beautiful sweet spot, which is your soul path. I also suggest meditation or prayer. Meditation when we listen to God, and prayer is when we speak to God. So these actually complement each other. Another thing that I would definitely recommend to absolutely everybody is breath work. Your breath is so powerful and can help you to transcend anything that you're currently struggling with.
I totally agree with breath work. It's such an important practice. We often don't, we overlook it completely, but it has been proven scientifically. So before we wrap up, Anastasia, for someone new to this concept, how can they start identifying limiting beliefs hidden in their subconscious?
Look to your emotions, because your emotions are really a wonderful barometer to help you to identify the beliefs or the thoughts that are attached to those emotions. So if you keep having emotions of frustration, emotions of sadness, emotions of anger, these are what I like to call feedback emotions. They're giving us feedback about something that we are or aren't doing that is empowering us or disempowering us. And that will lead you to the thoughts and the beliefs that are attached to those, to that way of being and that way of experiencing life. If I keep feeling frustrated, if I keep feeling misunderstood, if I keep feeling a certain way, that's my body or my emotion body's way of trying to bring my attention to a symptom, and this is linked to a belief system that is not supportive of me feeling free, of me feeling happy, of me feeling at peace.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Great, great, Anastasia. So, if our listeners they want to connect with you and explore more about rapid alignment therapy, how they can do that?
Thank you, Sana. I would most definitely like to invite everybody to join my 3-day event, which is the Soul Manifestation Code. This is a free event that everybody has access to, where I share some incredible tools. And then, of course, for the people that want to go deeper into their own healing, into their own alignment to their highest potential, they have the ability to do that through one of my programs. Or even if someone wants to become a rapid alignment therapist, I have a phenomenal certified certification process as well, an accredited certification process for people to go through and become rapid alignment therapists.
Lovely. We'll have all the details in the show notes for our listeners. And Anastasia, thank you so much for this mind blowing conversation and your insights on the subconscious mind and its influence over our lives. These are absolutely eye opening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sana. It's always a pleasure to speak with you and be a follower of your incredible, insightful podcasts as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Anastasia. So, if you listeners, if you loved what you heard, don't forget to share this episode with someone who could use a little inspiration to reprogram their life. And make sure to connect with Anastasia to learn more about her groundbreaking rapid alignment therapy and how it can help you unlock your full potential. And thanks for everyone for joining on this transformative journey. Until next time, keep challenging your limits and trusting the power of your mind. This is your host, Sana, signing off. Thank you.